Hello, hello, Diana here with my co-star Nick. Little help from his brother Sid. I've got an audience of the cow, the dogs, and Pep. So we are just all out here. But really, this is a story about Nick. He is my lame yard art. Look at this. He's got no two front teeth. No two front teethers. They never came in right because there was the vet said he must have had an impact when he was young, so the permanent teeth never came in properly. He's bored with this whole conversation. He can't stand being in a pasture, for crying out loud. It's way beneath him. But he has to be in the pasture right now because I want to give the cow an opportunity to come and go and be able to get away from the animals if she needs to. But he was a fantastic riding horse, a competitor, a great trail horse. And he took a very unfortunate slip on my horse trailer ramp. I drove about 8 hours to ride with some girlfriends. And when we got ready to unload the horses, I put the ramp down and it was a rainy evening and his legs were tired, and backing out, he just slipped and fell down to both front knees. And I rode him the next day. I rubbed his knees. Everything seemed fine. In fact, I rode him for probably 6 months, and then things started feeling like he had a little bit of a hitch in his get along. And so I started taking him in. We checked his feet and his ankles and all that kind of stuff. And I kept thinking it's in the knees because of that slip. And I asked the vet about it, and the vet said, no, it wouldn't be the knees. If it was the knees, there would be more swelling and heat. After a couple months of looking into his feet and trying different issues with his feet, I changed vets. And I told the vet about the slip, which is the same story I had told the first vet, about the slip on the ramp, and that I think that caused the issue. So we went and looked in the knees. After looking at x-rays and stuff, we discovered it was in fact in the knees. One knee is the worst knee, and when we discovered how bad that knee was, the vet said there's no reason to spend the money to look in the other knee because of the damage in the first knee. He's unrideable. There's nothing we can do about it. There is no surgery to be done or anything. All we can do is make him comfortable. So he has become yard art. He's usually on my front porch getting snacky snacks. What is a Monday morning without a hello from Nick? Look at him licking his lips. You can also see in this video him getting his teeth cleaned because he was spitting up his snacky snacks. So he's really become a spoiled pony, but he was limping really bad and it was getting worse. There is nothing we can do for it. I realize it's going to get worse, but I was just hoping maybe I could find something to make him more comfortable. Timber, drop. Timber, drop. Stay. Sorry about that. Excuse the yelling, but my German Shepherd thinks that the cow is a toy. I do give him a shot every week, a glucosamine shot. I'll show you what it is, but it's between you and your vets. I am not a vet. I'm not recommending any certain brand or any certain thing. So you guys talk to whoever you need to talk to figure out what you need to do. But to make him comfortable, he is on a glucosamine shot each week, and that was just not cutting it. He's still limpy. Good morning, handsome. Butte doesn't cut it. It's just, there's too much damage. Butte just, it doesn't even faze the issue. In an attempt to make him more comfortable, I had him injected, his knees injected with the cortisone shots, and the improvement is amazing. So I just want people to see. Okay, this is before. Nick has the knee injury. Always gonna walk with a limp, but we're gonna try some cortisone injections to see if we can make him a little bit more comfortable. That's the bad knee.
I just feel if there's any heat in the other one. How much can you bend this, bud?
He bends it great. But when you go to
not much there, is there? Not much fluid.
No, and when you go to shoe him, he can't hold this good, the bad side can't hold the good side up.
And you're sure it's the knee?
Yeah, I've got x-rays.
Well, I know that.
Well, what do you
think? That pretty well.
Well, and originally they didn't think it was his knees because they said there's not enough heat and swelling. It couldn't be his knee. But then when they x-rayed it, they said the tendons or the ligaments have removed, and
because I mean, that really doesn't hurt him that much. Let me see him walk, please.
Sure.
Definitely that leg.
Yeah.
That's good, bud. Make sure it's not something else. Pretty supple on the shoulder, even.
Even the horseshoer was like, I'm surprised he's still moving it as much as he is. But without these injections that I get from you once a week, he'll just stand there and just leave it rested.
Okay, well, we'll see.
This is the knee we're going to work on. It's not really, yeah, it's not much swelling in there.
No,
and that's why
I question.
Yeah, the first vet that looked at him, we did shots in the ankle to deaden it. I used metal, steel, what am I thinking of, pads, because we all thought it was in the foot.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and then as soon as we nerved...
Horse is lame in the foot till proven otherwise.
Yeah, and so we did everything we could, and then we went in, and as soon as they deadened the knee, he walked. But it's not a totally sound step, and no matter how much Butte I get him, I can't get a sound step out of him.
Okay, I don't want you to switch medications.
Okay.
For about 3 or 4 days.
Okay, I'm stick with just that injection you give me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do the same thing you've been doing, whether you're buting him, whether you're giving him those injections.
Okay.
Because I want to see how much this helps him before we switch to the Previcox.
Perfect.
Because otherwise we switch and we go, okay, which one was it?
Yeah, yeah, and I don't have any Previcox to get him, so we're good.
Well, I brought it with me.
Okay.
Well, that's
Maybe
different than going in a joint.
Oh, true that. Well, be careful you don't make him lame.
In my career. And all 3 of them, I told the people before we did it, I don't want to inject that joint, I'll get a joint infection. And they all insisted on doing it anyway.
What is it about it that makes some infections and some not? How would you know those ones are going to get infected?
Because they had scurf. They've been painting them with stuff. So the skin was
icky.
Mm-hmm.
When the shoer has a hard time with the knee, he's such a kind horse. He tries not to do anything wrong. He literally puts his head on his back and does the best to kind of, dude, I'll let you mess with my leg, but you're going to have to help me balance.
We had a mare at WSU my senior year. She had a prosthetic leg.
Oh, really?
From the knee down. Yeah. And when you would change it, because they hadn't been taking care of it properly,
Yeah.
so she came in with sores. So we were, changing it pretty often. When you took it off, she would put her head over the top of the stall and use her head as that fourth leg.
Aw.
And when you go to put the prosthesis back on, you want to go and make sure it was in the right place because she was stepping into it.
Aw.
She was a big girl. And when she stepped down, you better have it in because she was going into it.
Yeah. It's amazing how they compensate for those things.
Yep. Okay, you're gonna have to hold his head enough that he doesn't turn this way.
No worries.
Because then he puts all the weight on me.
Okay.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
Let me sit, big boy. I won't bend it any more than that, okay? I won't bend it any more than that. I promise. Good boy. Good boy. We got any fluid? There's some fluid. Oh, it's not bad fluid. See how stringy it is?
Yeah.
A little bit yellow. It should be more cobwebby. When it drips, it should just...
But it's pretty good, isn't it?
It's not bad, that joint anyway.
Oh my gosh, this is so interesting to get to video it. Thank you.
Let's see, I don't have any fluid in that one.
Ew, none at all.
Very little. There's some, but it looks clearer.
Good boy. And this is just plain cortisone shots.
Because if cortisone doesn't help him, none
Nothing?
of your other intra-articular injections are going to.
Okay. Yeah, he said there's nothing you're going to do for him. You can make him comfortable, but there's no surgery, and that's the hard part is when people see him lame,
Why don't you do this?
Yeah, I get a million people suggesting do this, do that, and do the other, and I'm like, people, I would do it if it was doable.
If it was going to help him, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, and I mean, and Schneider even asked, if you butte him, does he go sound? I said, no. In fact, the weirdest thing with him when he's on butte, he loses the hair across the top of his back.
I'm a little bit allergic to it.
Yeah, and they go, well, that shouldn't be a side effect. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to tell you. But he was totally bald across the back, and he was still limping. So I'm like, why am I doing it if he's still going to limp? And then that's, you say, stays on about an hour?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Okay, so
An hour's fine.
I'll just leave him in here then.
As you can see, it's not tight.
Yeah.
I don't want it tight, just enough to put a little pressure on those two spots.
I am so excited to think this might help.
Well, that's why I don't want you to switch anything.
I'm not switching anything. In fact, he's not even due for another shot until next Wednesday.
Good.
So
by then, you're going to know if this makes a difference. Have you been buting him every day?
No, I haven't. He hasn't been on butte in years.
Okay.
Like I said, he was losing hair, so I stopped buting him. Day 1 after cortisone shot. Okay, this is day 3 after a cortisone shot. Off the top of my head, I don't really see much improvement. This is Nick walking day 4 after cortisone shots. No! Well, he's ornery. Wow, this is 5 days after the cortisone injection. And I'm really having to truck to try to be ahead of him to record this. He looks fantastic. I can't even go fast enough to stay out of his ways. Cortisone shots for the win. He will always limp. Wow. He will always limp because the knees are shot. But I was wanting cortisone shots just to make him more comfortable. He will always be yard art, but boy is he a pretty piece of yard art, and he's very comfortable. So with that, stay safe, stay healthy, stay surrounded by loved ones, and most of all, stay grateful for all of your blessings. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you.